to Miss Ankita from High Tech Kids, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make delicious pineapple cake. And did you know that I have my own first customers? One of my relatives asked for me to cook a cake for their birthday, for someone's birthday. So I'm really excited, and it's a pineapple cake. So I'm very excited to get it, and cakes are one of my favorite recipes and favorite foods. So let's get started. So guys, first what we're going to do is we're going to preheat the pressure cooker, because remember this is a no oven recipe. So what we're going to do is just keep some fire on a preheat sim, and we're going to keep this on top without visual. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep it on the sim. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to first keep this inside your pressure cooker. Just more top here. Just keep it on top like this. And then close the cap. So see, that's it. You just gotta clear it for 5 or 6 minutes while we bake the dough and the cake. So let's get started. So guys, first we're going to start with the easy stuff. What we need is 150 grams of sugar powder and 3 eggs. So first what I am going to do is I'm going to start. So what I'm doing is I'm just gradually adding 1 spoon by spoon of sugar powder into the 3 eggs that I'm mixing, so it will make the batter very fluffy. So guys, since it's done, now I'm going to add first some flour, but first I'm going to separate the dust out of it. Now sieve the flour and the baking powder into the bowl. It's okay if it gets messy, because it got messy for me. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just mix it in the cut and fold method. Mostly all of you know cut and fold method just makes the cake stay more fluffy. Now we should add the butter or oil or ghee. I'm just going to be adding butter because I mostly prefer to butter. And then after adding the butter, I'm going to be adding some vanilla essence. It's just 1 spoon of vanilla essence. And now I'm just going to mix it all up. Mixy. Now it looks like kind of like a slime batter, but it's not. Now we're going to add a small pineapple pieces, since it's a pineapple cake, and mix it all up. I don't add too much because too much pineapple in pineapple cake gets too much taste of it, and I want it just to be a little bit. Now we're just going to cut the butter paper into the bowl, but before we do that, we're just going to add some butter and sprinkle some flour into the mold before adding the butter paper. And then we're going to transfer the batter into the mold and wait for it to turn into a puffy, nice, spongy cake. Next, what we're going to do is we're just going to tap the mold 3 to 4 times to just avoid the air bubbles, so that there'll be no holes in it. Now, next we're going to keep the pressure cooker for 30 to 45 minutes. Guys, we're going to let it sit for 30 to 40 minutes, and then we're going to take it off to have a spongy cake. And remember, I'm also going to show you how to do the whipped cream and the gravy stuff. So, showing you when it's done. 1, 2, 3. So, what we have now is we're going to make the glaze. For this you need some corn syrup, some cornstarch, yellow food coloring, which is optional, a separate bowl, a spoon, and some pineapple food coloring, since it's a pineapple cake. Sango, can you be quiet? So what we're going to do is we're going to first add 1 whole. What we're going to do is we're going to 2 spoons of corn syrup into the mold, and then add 1 spoon of corn flour. That's enough. I'm going to add a little bit more because it's sticking to my spoon, and then I'm going to add this whole cup of corn flour, and then a few drops of vanilla essence. But before I do that, I'm going to add some yellow food coloring. It is optional, so you can add it if you want it or not. Then now I'm going to add the pineapple essence. I forgot and I told it vanilla because I forgot, forgive me. But it's actually pineapple essence since it's a pineapple cake, and remember it's the glaze. So this is the glaze part. It's not the whipped cream. And it will be very hard at the beginning. So then you're just gonna keep it in the oven, and it's gonna melt in the oven, and then you can use it as the glaze. Now we're going to keep it in the oven for 30 seconds, and then while we're doing that, we're going to make some cream, which is one of my favorite parts. So let's get started right away. I'm so excited. After keeping it in the oven for 30 seconds, it is looking like this. I am just hot. Man, that's good. Okay, it's so sour, but that's how it's supposed to do. So while this cools down a little bit, we're going to make the cream, which I'm so excited about. So let's get started. Let's get started. So guys, now we're going to make the whipped cream. All you need for this is some milk powder, vanilla, and some baking whipped cream powder, which I do not have. So I'm using another one because I don't have the one we need. That is big. It's just like Baker's whipped cream, but it's a different one. So first what we're going to do is we're going to add this into there. And I'm using a spatula for this. Sorry, not a spatula. And then this milk powder. And some vanilla essence. And now we're going to slowly add 4 to 5 spoons of milk. Very slowly, because sometimes it may be too much at the same time. Maybe a little mistake in the whipped cream. So add it very slowly. And then we're going to slowly add some vanilla essence, and the consistency should be like this. And then we're going to keep it in the fridge for 1 hour, and it's going to turn into nice whipped cream. And while then, if you want to take that the cake is ready, pick a toothpick into the cake, and if it's still clear, it's done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to after it cools down, we're going to transfer it into a bowl and take the wrapper off. Next, after you take the wrapper off, we're going to cut the edges so that you can't see the brown part. Then we're going to cut 3 layers. After 1 hour, we're just going to beat the whipped cream again one more time so that it will be like a more thicker consistency, so that it doesn't be like a hard ice. Until you see, it should be thick enough, like it come like a peak. And next, what we're going to do is we're just going to add some whipped cream and spread it, and then keep the first layer and add some syrup. We should add a lot, but not too much, just a little bit. And then we're going to spray some sugar syrup, and then apply the whipped cream and spread it all over. It should add a lot. It should have a thick layer. And then we're just going to add some pineapple pieces since it's a pineapple cake. You don't need a lot because we're going to do it for each layer. And then we're just going to take our other layer and keep it on top again and add some syrup too. I'm keeping the second layer, and again sprinkle some sugar syrup and the whipped cream, and just spread it all up to have a thick layer. And then we're just going to add the last but not least 3rd layer of cake on. And I forgot to add the pineapple pieces. And now keep the final layer, and you can also keep it any way you like. I'm keeping it this way. And then I'm just going to do the same process as adding the syrup and then adding the whipped cream. Cover the cake with the cream, and if you like, you can also sprinkle some pineapple pieces, but on the final layer I'm not doing that. Next, I'm going to pour the glaze on the edges of the cake so that it drips near the sides, and then it turns into a design after. And if you keep it in the fridge, the glaze will eventually turn into a little hard like a glass, and then you can decorate it as you like. I'm using it doing a simple decoration, and since some lines came in the air, then I just made that as a decoration too on the cake. Next, I'm adding some big flowers, first a little ones, and then on them I'm adding bigger ones. hope you like this video, and if you did, comment down below other version as you did, and hit that subscribe button. And if you really like to smash that like button, and I'll see you next time. Bye. And remember, I will also make another video making macarons later on. So